Mezcloya is ready, a fluffy and delicious savory cake. Here in my skillet, I start by placing a slice of freshly grated calabresa sausage. I'm going to fry this calabresa well until it turns golden and releases plenty of flavor. I grated it using the coarsest side of the grater, and the skillet already had a bit of hot oil. The calabresa is now perfectly fried. I'll now turn off the heat and set the calabresa aside. In a large bowl, I add 4 whole eggs. Using a hand whisk, I beat them until foamy and fully combined. Now I add 1/2 cup of water and a little over 5 fluid ounces of vegetable oil. Next, I add 1 teaspoon of salt to enhance the flavor, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of black pepper. I continue whisking everything thoroughly. This will be the main seasoning base for our savory batter. The final result will be flavorful and well-balanced. I add 2 cups of all-purpose flour, already sifted to ensure a lighter and lump-free batter. I stir with the whisk until the batter starts to thicken, reaching a creamy, dense yet still smooth consistency. Now I add about 3.5 ounces of shredded mozzarella cheese, and also nearly 2 ounces of finely grated Parmesan cheese. I mix the cheeses into the batter thoroughly, and it begins to look even creamier and full of flavor. Everything is now well mixed. I now add about 3.5 ounces of olives. I also add 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I gently fold the baking powder into the batter using delicate motions. Now it's time to incorporate the fried calabresa, which is dry, golden, and incredibly flavorful. Be sure to drain some of the oil first so the batter doesn't get too heavy. Now just mix the calabresa into the batter evenly. It's already starting to rise thanks to the baking powder, showing it's just right. Mix everything carefully to preserve the batter's lightness. The batter is ready and fully mixed. I now pour it into a baking pan that's already greased and floured with all-purpose flour. If you prefer, you can replace it with rice flour. It's a tasty alternative and works really well. I carefully spread the batter into the pan, filling the corners and leveling the surface. The batter is heavier now after all the ingredients have been added. I spread it evenly across the pan. Look how beautiful it looks. With everything in place, I bake it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. The cake is now baked, it rose nicely, and the top is perfectly golden. I place a plate on top of the pan to make it easier to unmold. It's still very hot, so I do this carefully. A beautiful, firm, golden, and very appetizing cake. Now it's time to cut a slice and see the inside, and show you the wonderful texture of this batter. I've cut a generous piece and now gently lift it out. Look how soft the batter is, well cooked, and filled with delicious stuffing. Now all that's left is to enjoy and savor this tasty savory cake.